So now maybe on more technical side, what happened? Yeah, this was not really planned. So actually we were hosting wikileaks.ch at every DNS, like the .org was at the same place, and not easy DNS. There has been some confusion in the media. Nobody knows who started, but some journalists started to say that it was easy DNS, and the guy of easy DNS, he was quite upset in his blog, and today he's one of the DNS server for wikileaks.ch, showing his support for WikiLeaks. So what happened is about 8 hours later, actually during our press conference, wikileaks.ch was cut off because it was hosted by every DNS. When they cut off wikileaks.org, they explained why. Well, even if it might not be true, they still explained why. They said it was because of DDoS against the DNS infrastructure. Well, for the .ch, they just cut it off. They never told anyone, they never told us, they just stopped the service without notice. So we had to react. Yeah, that's what I told. So with the help of community, quickly over IRC, we organized some DNS servers. I think it was 14 or something. We're actually running, I think, 12 DNS servers for wikileaks.ch. Really hosted here and there. It's almost impossible to stop them. The very interesting point is that we actually never had an attack on the DNS infrastructure, which would prove that every DNS lied. Which is something we all know indeed, but that would be a proof. We never had one attack, 0. And most of the DNS servers are actually hosted by, behind DSL, not big bandwidths, and we never had any trouble with that. Maybe some of you know Renesys.
There's a protest going on at the square against Gaddafi.
Oh, okay. We can join that afterwards. We've got pirate flags.
We've got a banner there.
Invite them on print. Join that.
Renesys is a large American company doing analysis over the internet, publishing reports, and in their blog they actually analyzed our DNS setup, and they said we selected heavy reinforcement through DNS diversification, 14 servers spread across 11 different autonomous systems, so that's ISPs, in 8 different countries, from Switzerland to Canada to Malaysia. So it's almost impossible to shut it down. But again, we had no attacks. Now, the impact that this whole story had, since we like transparency, so we have public graphs like this. This is the Pirate Party of Switzerland membership, the amount of members. This is WikiLeaks. It's almost vertical. It was like 20% more members in just a few days. So that's about 1,000, and we jumped to 1,200. And you still see that it's going faster up than it was before. So that's a foundation in July 2009. So we had some public debates. This was the federal election in Germany, because 2/3 of Switzerland is German speaking. So you have a lot of influence from the German media in that part of Switzerland. So they had all their election in Germany, everywhere in the media. So it had really influence in Switzerland. This was a killer game prohibition debate, which brought us few members, and this was WikiLeaks. And you can also see that on the website. a few people were wondering what's that thing, Pirate Party Switzerland. So they went to look our website. It's a real huge peak, and it's not a DDoS. It's really users. So the lessons we learned. You need to organize and control information. You need to be sure in that case, because you can't plan this. So you need to know that if something like this happens, if it could be a scandal, could be whatever, maybe a pirate doing some nasty stuff, I don't know, whatever can happen, you need to quickly react, ensure that whoever gets into an interview will say about the same thing. So you don't see afterwards one newspaper saying this and another newspaper saying something else. That's not a clear message for the people reading that. Yeah, so make sure only allowed, but briefed person can do interviews. So communicate as fast as possible within your party and say, okay, we've got this problem, that's the situation. If you got interview request, please follow this procedure, or please read this wiki page we set up with the information about that. That's what we're gonna say. So yeah, I said allowed, but yeah, make sure that it's not too diverse. Yeah, talk to each other. That's the point. It goes together with the previous point. Coordination of information is very important. And rest. That's really important. Because, okay, that was really special. We had a lot of phone calls, a lot of interviews, but you need to rest because you need to take time to think about it. And when you do one interview after the other, you just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and you don't do anything else. So you don't have time to, rest your mind, maybe go online, play a flash game or whatever, but just rest, do nothing, or maybe just think about. You need to do that. Yeah, resting is essential. You just go crazy if you don't do that. Especially if it's for weeks. I mean, I had interviews starting at like 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. So you need to you can switch off your phone for an hour or something. That's something which I think is important. And reuse the attention to bring your topics. As I said before, you have attention of the media. They're willing to get interviews. So at the beginning of the party, when we had journalists asking for interviews, when we were not available right now, they didn't call back. It was not that important. So at the beginning, we really had to do interviews when they called. No way to make a delay because they never called back. During WikiLeaks, we had the national television willing to do an interview with the president, and he was at school. So he said, well, I'll be available in 2 hours. And they actually waited in front of the school with the camera and everything for 2 hours. So that changes a little bit thing. So you can reuse that. You can do interviews when you got attention, real attention. You can decide.